A good early afternoon, my crime family. I got some sleep. I finally got some dang sleep. Yeah, and it felt good too to wake up at 9 o'clock in the morning, fresh sun shining, beautiful day. Wow, it's really windy out there and it's kind of cold, but the sun is like beautifully shining. And I was really surprised last night. You know, I'm getting ready to go lay down and stuff, and it's 7:56, almost 8 o'clock, and I look outside and it's still light out. I'm going, yes, yeah, okay. I want to say hi to my early afternooners. Ro, good to see you. Charlie Brown, good to see you. Raul, it's good to see you. Cole the cover, good to see you. Paco, good to see you. Deborah Ackland, good to see you. Lucy's mom, good to see you. Big Mikey, thank you very much, and good to see you. And 12 Gauge Phillips, good to see you, brother. And Angela, always good to see you, girl. Lori Markel, good to see you. Debbie Gazzardo, always good to see you. And my hunt, okay. Good to see you, and a first time subscriber, I see. Thank you very much, and welcome to the crime family. This is a really good crime family. You will be very happy with it. The mods are the best, and you can come in and chat and not feel pressured and be slammed upon and all that stuff. Jackie, good to see you. Rondi, good to see you. Lori, did I say? Well, good to see you again, if I did. Leah, you're driving. Good to see you, my girl. And Linda Croft, good to see you. T. Todge, good to see you, girl. And Lulu, always good to see you, girl. And Cole the cover, good to see you. P.S., good to see you. Crazy P, good to see you. Nikki Watson, good to see you. Yeah, we got a few people out here in the early afternoon, and we got some cool, some cool things coming up. Um, I went and watched Kara Willis's video yesterday, and that just blew me away. She said something in there, and she figured out something that just blew me away. So we will be watching that, and she's got a message for all creators, including myself. And I thought it was a really good, strong message. So I'm gonna play parts of that too. But I want to get to that point. I want to get to that point where I just was like, why have we not seen that before? And so, and then that, and then I might touch a little bit today on with CJ. Okay, I will be running his live stream tonight. Um, he is going to be boots on the ground, and I think the last time I checked, he was 2.5 hours away from Nashville, and that's been about a half hour ago. So he's a couple hours away from Nashville, and he's going to be going on that Riley case, and we're going to be streaming his ask for permission, and going to be streaming his live. So it's going to be a busy day. And then I'm going to show you at the end of this afternoon's show here. I've got a little surprise. I found a video of when I was in a heavy metal band, right? And it was our first time doing this song. This club would, like on Tuesdays, I think it was, a slow day. He would let us rehearse in there. And it was the first time we ever rehearsed. And so I'm going to play this song. This is a band. By the end, we played the Fargo market, which is a hard market to get into. They're picky about who plays there. We played that a few times. And it was a heavy metal band, though. So I got like the black fingernail polish, which my mother would not let me in her house. or go to see her if I was wearing black fingernail polish. So I would have to take it all off for my mom. But the name of that band was Payback Incorporated, and it was we did some really heavy stuff, but we threw in some John Cougar and shit like that, you know. But the heavy stuff we played, not many bands were doing, and you'll see, because it was the first time that we rehearsed even, and so it's kind of a special thing for me. And when I found it, I was kind of happy. I was kind of like, ooh. Yeah. So anyway, we got what else did I want to say? Oh, there's been a lot of stuff going on, I know. And I do want to explain at least to a point. But I can't go any further. But there's stuff going on behind the scenes, and all the way to like a major player. And he talked about it, I do believe, this morning, or was it yesterday morning? I can't remember. There's some things going on in the background, and not very nice things by a certain group of people. And that's about as far as I want to go. But just know that the main people are strong and united. And that's all I'm going to say. So anyway, we're going to get on with this. Was there anything else? Oh, man. My furnace just kicked in, and that vent is right underneath me. I am warm. But I'm going to let this Kara Willis. We're going to look at Kara Willis. Does everybody know who Kara Willis is? I hope so. I do have her link down in the description. And I'd love it if you subbed her. And she is a very sweet girl with a she's very intelligent. And I just love her. And and she has, like I said, she has a message. She has a message for everybody, including me. So we're going to start with that, and we'll go from there. Oh, wait a minute. What's this? Wait. Jackie. Or no, who said, wait a minute. Oh, Raul. Oh, yeah, I've done both those songs many times, especially Breaking the Law. And we did that in my very first band I was in, and we did the whole thing. We had a singer that blew flames and shit, and we had sirens, we had fog, of course, but we had sirens, and we had police lights on our top of our cabinets. And we had the whole works just for breaking the law. breaking the law. Done it many times. Oh, yeah, we used to do Another Thing Coming was one of the last songs of the night. You know, and we'd rock that. Man, I tell you what, I miss those days. I wish I was younger. Moonflower. Hello, my girl. How you doing? And I wasn't the type to just sit around on stage. I mean, I was running all over, jumping on speakers, jumping on people's tables, spinning around on the floor, and all that crazy stuff. I broke my ankle, and it kind of slowed me down. And now age, I can't do any of that. And yeah, and the video I'm going to be showing you when I'm done with this was from only 14 years ago. It was 2010, and I was still pretty good then. 14 years makes a lot of difference in a person. You know, if you're 50 years old, enjoy being 50, man. In your 40s, really enjoy being in your 40s and 30s, and yeah. you get to 60, it's a whole different ball game. It really is, and it's very kind of sad in a lot of ways. I really, really, really miss those days, and getting involved in this crime family. Um, uh, in building the crime family has repurposed my life, and because I can no longer, and maybe one of these days I'll pick up my guitar and just show you some shit. I got one sitting right out on a, I got two sitting out on a guitar stand, and I got my 5150 and, you know, um, my PRS, that's a $4,000 guitar. Um, I don't know if you've seen that short with that girl, and she's been doing these leads, and she's been, you know, those little shorts that they do, and she has that. it, it pushes up on her breast when she's playing. But she's pretty good. But that's the same exact guitar I got. That PRS. That's expensive guitar. It's a PRS Deluxe. Um, yeah. So anyway, let's get on with this.
Hi guys, it's good to be back. And as always, thank you very much for subscribers and likes and all the comments. I really appreciate it. Um, but I do want to say if somebody's speculating something, that's exactly what they're doing. It's basically they're guessing based on, bits of information they've picked up. It's not factual, and you know regarding myself, if it's factual and I know it's factual and I can prove it, I always say that. Anything else I say is speculation, not because I don't want to get in trouble, just because it's just guessing. And that's all everybody's doing. So I'm not sure why all the hate is going on at the moment. You know, I thought we got rid of a brat and then just more appear. So yeah, people just be kind to each other, um, and stop lying about people. And that's all I can say. That's all I'm going to say about it. Um, I'd also like to give credit where it's due and say that if you want to follow somebody who she speculates at times, and she always makes that very, very clear if that's what she's doing. Um, but she's the FOIA request queen, and um, because of that, you get a lot of truth there, and that's Lana at Truth and Transparency. And I don't know what all the negativity is lately. Um, I don't understand it. Uh,
Yeah, and you know, it's hard because, and she is such a sweetheart. Yes, she is. And hey, Randy, but there is things going on in the back that she doesn't know about, and I wish she did. But she's smart enough to know, and she's intelligent enough, and as you've heard, uh, to know the bullshit. And yeah, I think she is a very awesome person.
uh, I'm certainly not going to be a part of that. And you know, I I always go to Lana, and Lana's one of the very few that I truly support because she does so much work, and she provides receipts. If it's factual, she'll provide the reason it's factual. She's not guessing. She's not, in my opinion. And if it's factual, she'll show you it's factual. So I don't know what's going on YouTube, but yeah, this is people that do true crime from their armchair, that don't have any knowledge of law or procedures, and you know, they don't seem to be able to come up with any answer to anything really. And these are the people that are causing so much hate, and I don't get it, guys, just being honest. My last video, the last two videos I did, I tried to balance things. I even said it was a balancing act. And I tried to put Brian Coburger in this crime. And the only way I could put Brian Coburger in this crime, with the stuff that I've seen and heard and we've been told, is if it happened a lot earlier. And I even explained how that could have happened, and then he'd be there at that time as well. Not one person pulled me up on it. I did say it was speculation, because it absolutely was. The only way I could make this crime fit to Brian Coburger is if I changed the whole crime, the time, everything. And, you know, the PCA says that Brian Coburger was there at a certain time, and he did this crime within that certain time. So anything else shouldn't even be spoken about. And no one pulled me up on that, which I was surprised about. I was expecting a little bit of someone to come up and say, you know, what the fuck are you talking about? But no one did, and that surprised me. So now I'm going to talk about the last couple of videos that I did where possibly Brian Coburger could have been.
What I like about her too is she's like me. She doesn't make any money on this stuff at all, and so I think she understands kind of where I'm coming from. I don't, I don't, and you all know that. So so I kind of like, hey, Natural, how you doing, my girl? Um, yeah, I just really like. I mean, I like creators that make money too, and I understand that. I do understand it. Um, but there's some like Kara and I that just I don't need it. You know what I mean? I really don't need it. Um, and Kara just, I think, doesn't feel right about maybe, or something. I don't know, that you'd have to ask her, but I know she doesn't make any money off YouTube. So yeah, it's kind of cool.
Involved somehow. And you know, I couldn't come up with much, and none of it was what has been said in court. So I showed you one of the pullovers in Indiana, and Michael Koberger had fresh as a daisy dirt on his nail. And again, nobody pulled me up on this, and I was surprised. A lot of people were defending it by saying it's old dirt because of his job, and I was like, well, when did he last shower? You know, because this has been weeks. You know what I mean? So, you know, and not one person pulled me up on it. And I got that video from the source itself, the body cam that was released. I took it from several different sources so that people could see that it was nothing to do with me. But I do believe it's pretty obvious that that dirt was added before the body camera was released. There's absolutely no way that Michael Coburger would have that dirt on just one of his fingernails if he had truly just dug a hole somewhere. He wouldn't just have dirt on one fingernail. And I'm really surprised no one pulled me up on that.
Okay, pull. Now here's the question. Now you heard her talk about she thought that they might have added the one dirty fingernail afterwards. One, you agree with Kara, and two, no. One, they made it look like there was dirt under one finger, which is, you think about it, why would he have dirt under one fingernail? Just a little, you go poking around. Oh, yeah. I agree with I have to say one. I gotta go with one on this. I agree with Kara on this. It doesn't make sense that he had dirt under, but maybe he did. But and if he did, it had nothing to do with the crime. I mean, they make it, how. Sometimes creators just crack me up. I mean, they overblow things a little bit. But there is some twos out there. So yeah, and that could be, it could be that somehow he just I can't believe he flew on the airplane like that. That's kind of, I don't know. I don't know what to think on that one, to tell you the truth. Anyway, let's keep going.
And I'm not testing you. I was just showing you the ways you would maybe say he could be guilty. The claims that he was, staring at people and nobody actually came forward with that. Just news reported that. The girl with the security cameras, and we don't know if that's true or not because that person's never came forward. And to be fair, she could come forward because that's nothing to do with this case. That would be separate charges. That would have extra charges. It's nothing to do with this case. So there's been a lot of things that have been put out there visually, audio, and stories, unconfirmed stories, that Brian Coburger could well have been guilty. And it's all just noise to get you away from the timing. Hopefully by the end of this video I can show you what I mean, and let's just not have so much hate in the world. There's enough bad stuff in the world without
And she's so true about this, and what she said earlier, we get rid of one brat, which we kind of did, and then another one appears. And these brats are dangerous. They're dangerous, because they lie, and it's just I don't know why. I don't know why they lie. I should write a song, a country song. I don't know why you lie. but she's right on this, and um, she's right on um, the ruckus, and I myself fell for some stuff, and I got into like a fighting match or something, and I shouldn't have done that. I should have just held my cool, um, but I didn't. So, but I think most people out there in the community know that I don't lie and I tell the truth, and I had receipts, and and she talked about that too, having the receipts and stuff. I want to get to this part. I really want to get to this part, and I want you to listen real closely to what she says, because you know what? To me, it is a boom, because it just is, and you will see why here. And I mean, I've got it a couple of minutes, maybe a minute and a half away from what she's going to say, because to me, this is why did we never ever figure this out? Because this is the first time I've heard this. I've never heard any creator say this. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but this is the first time at least that I've heard this. Um, um, so yeah, let's listen to this. Behave, Jeff. Okay, let's now. It's coming up in about, I'd say, a minute and a half or so, maybe a minute. I want you to listen very intently.
So that's why I hope there's another investigation. But is there? Who knows? Who knows? I've got some video and I've got some audio to show you in this video. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this video because there's going to be a lot of cutting in and stuff I need to do. So if you see me in different outfits, you know it's taking me days.
She's so funny.
But we'll see. My little boy's sleeping, which is a very rare thing at the moment. So that's why I'm finally getting able to record this. So I also wanted to talk about the fact that the PCA says about the trash DNA in Pennsylvania belonging to Michael Coburger.
Okay, here it comes, folks. Listen to this. Now, we've all wondered, about why they're not using this DNA out of that trash bin. And I pretty sure I know why now. And she explains it. She just listen to her.
And that's the DNA they're using to arrest, not to arrest Brian, because you're not allowed to use that DNA to arrest Brian. So the DNA in the trash was used for not to arrest Brian, but that DNA just happened to match the sheaf DNA. Isn't that peculiar? Isn't it peculiar that the DNA they took from the Coburger's trash matched the DNA on the sheath, but it belonged to Michael Coburger? I've said this a few times now, and I don't think people really are understanding what I'm trying to get at with it. I think they took DNA from the traffic stop and It was Michael's DNA.
Boom! Boom! Listen to this again.
So the DNA in the trash was used for not to arrest Brian, but that DNA just happened to match the sheaf DNA. Isn't that peculiar? Isn't it peculiar?
Isn't that peculiar?
DNA they took from the Coburger's trash matched the DNA on the sheath, but it belonged to Michael Coburger. I've said this a few times now, and I don't think people really are understanding what I'm trying to get at with it. I think they took DNA from the traffic stop.
Boom!
And it was Michael's DNA. And that's the DNA then that was placed on the sheath, that was placed between Madison Mogan and a comforter. They got the wrong DNA. And that's why in the PCA it says they matched it to Michael Coburger and not Brian Coburger.
Boom!
When they arrested Brian Coburger and took his DNA, they were hoping to.
Now, why did they stop him twice? 2 times they stopped him. And then all of a sudden, DNA magically appears. Oh, I see it really well now. I see it really. Why has nobody ever thought of this? Why has nobody ever thought of this? Unbelievable.
I don't know. I don't know. Because the only DNA they say they have is the sheath DNA. And all this other unknown DNA that nobody cares about. You know, forget about that. Nothing to see here. No. They took the wrong DNA. When they did the traffic stops, they took Michael's DNA and not Brian's. Michael's DNA was planted on the sheath. And when they made up this whole story about the trash, which I do not believe for 1 second, guys, it's like a fucking really bad film, this, isn't it? It's like a horrendous film, and there's no happy ending.
Okay, let's understand this. Okay, what she's saying. I'm gonna play this again, but what she is saying, they stopped him twice. Almost like maybe they didn't get the DNA the first time. They wanted to make sure they got that DNA when they stopped him. They had not gotten the DNA out of the garbage yet. They had not. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yes, it does make sense. It makes a lot of sense. I'm going to play this again.
I also wanted to talk about the fact that the PCA says about the trash DNA in Pennsylvania belonging to Michael Coburger, and that's that's the DNA they're using to arrest, not to arrest Brian, because you're not allowed to use that DNA to arrest Brian. So the DNA in the trash was used for not to arrest Brian, but that DNA just happened to match the sheaf DNA. Isn't that peculiar?
Isn't
Isn't
that
it peculiar
peculiar?
that the DNA they took from the Coburger's trash matched the DNA on the sheath, but it belonged to Michael Coburger? I've said this a few times now, and I don't think people really are understanding what I'm trying to get at with it. I think they took DNA from the traffic stop, and it was Michael's DNA. And that's the DNA then that was placed on the sheath, that was placed between Madison Mogan and a comforter. They got the wrong DNA. And that's why in the PCA it says they matched it to Michael Coburger and not Brian Coburger.
Boom! Boom! Way to go, Kara. Way to go, Kara. Why, after all these, over a year, and we never figured that out. Just crazy. Crazy. What an intelligent girl here. Love you, Kara.
When they arrested Brian Coburger and took his DNA, they were hoping to, I don't know. I don't know. Because the only DNA they say they have is the sheath DNA. And all this other unknown DNA that nobody cares about. Forget about that. Nothing to see here. No. They took the wrong DNA. When they did the traffic stops, they took Michael's DNA.
No, Michael's not doesn't have anything to do with the crime. What she is saying is that's how they got the DNA. That's how they got the DNA on those stops. On those stops. They had not arrested him yet. They pulled him over twice. They got his DNA right with those stops. Handing the license, they got both of their DNAs actually, but what she's saying is it's Michael's DNA on the sheath. Now you know why they're not going to use the DNA from that trash bin. That's why they are trying to exclude that DNA. Boom!
DNA and not Brian's. Michael's DNA was planted on the sheath. And when they made up this whole story about the trash,
Exactly,
which
Hope
I
you
did not
answers.
believe
I
for one
never did
second,
either.
guys.
I never thought of that
it's like
either.
a fucking really bad film, this, isn't it? It's like a horrendous film, and there's no happy ending for anybody. some of the video I'm going to show you is going to be a huge trigger warning. And listen, right, I understand that some people have gone, Brian Coburger's innocent from the start. And, you know, based on all the shit we know, it's more than likely he is actually innocent. But he is innocent because he's not been proven guilty of anything yet. So he's an innocent man.
Okay, so I got to that boom there, and that's one of the biggest booms I've heard in a long time, and why people have not figured this out of all of us creators. It just blows me away. Now I don't know where. Let me look here, because she's got some stuff on the court stuff that is pretty good too. And yeah, I want you to listen to this stuff. Okay, here we go.
This is more than 400 witnesses she wants to speak to. And that was for the innocent.
Yes, she wants to talk to 400. I'm telling you who it is, man. I'm telling you who it is. I know who she wants to talk to. And you listen to her in court. Listen to her.
Phase, guys. I'm going to put a little clip on.
No, I don't know how to even. It wasn't when I asked them in the hearing that did you use the IDG, any of the information of the IDG to get the warrant, to get Mr. Coburger's DNA, that was not part of it. So in terms of the time frame, don't know that it's that complicated.
Now, I'm going to back this up again because you need to watch the screen while this is playing and not just listen. Watch what Kara is saying underneath there. You can see it right there on your screen right now. Watch for those things, okay?
That was for the innocence phase, guys. I'm going to put a little clip on.
No, I don't know how to even. It wasn't when I asked them in the hearing that did you use the IDG,
So
any
keep
of
an
the
eye
information of the IDG
and
to get
ears.
the warrant, to get Mr. Coburger's DNA.
Yes, it is, Mike.
Was not part of it. So in terms of the time frame, don't know that it's that complicated, because a lot of what happened in the time frame happened before that. Now, that's up to you to dig into that, obviously. But there was a lot of information in the letter too, just their sequence of using the IgG at all. So we're going to have to sort this out, obviously. But going back to what I'd like to do is just get some justification for digging in deeper, if necessary. And I'm not sure it's necessary, but you know, I'm going to keep an open mind about that. So for right now, I would say, let's just get your experts looking at the IgG stuff and exactly what they can read from that. And we'll go from there. Okay. Now, with regard to your clarification, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying.
Oh my
that
God, her humor cracks me up,
can't
man.
contact people that they've already contacted without relying on the IgG information. That work for now?
Yes, Your Honor. I our mitigation.
See taking a couple months in of themselves to address. In addition to motions that actually directly relate to the merits of this trial, discovery, motions of limine, and that sort of thing. Our team met again this morning with our companions from the chief's office here in Moscow, and we actually have a proposal to make to the court for a trial date and a scheduling order, if your honor is interested.
I'm very interested. I'll tell you before you say anything about that.
Yes, sir.
I was looking at whether or not it was realistic and fair. Okay, trying to be compromising to some degree. I think it was March 3rd, 2025.
Well, your honor, it just happens to be in pink highlight on my ad here, March 3rd, 2025 for trial.
Okay, I had no idea. I wasn't reading your mind or anything, but I thought that's about the mid. And I remember, Ms. Taylor, that you said that would be the soonest you could be ready.
And that was if everything went right from that point.
And I remember that.
And
too.
it hasn't. It hasn't. But I'll hear what their proposals are.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Thompson.
Thank you, Jim.
Impact of that is that we have found that when we want to talk to witnesses, sometimes they don't want anything to do with us. Sometimes they're people that have already talked to the media too much, and so we shouldn't talk to them or bring them into the case. So that's just a complication. We're working through it. We're working around it, but that's something that the court has to be aware of. I want to let the court know that there are over 400 potential witnesses in the innocence phase alone. I personally and my team have talked to less than 10.
Did you hear that? It's not just 400 witnesses, people. It's more than that. 400 witnesses in the innocence phase only. In the innocence phase only. Now think of who they might be talking to. But she also says some things. I don't know if she said it here. I don't think so yet.
Well, less than 10% of those witnesses. In the mitigation phase, our mitigation expert has been actively working the case. We've all been working alongside our mitigation expert. There are still well over 100 people left to try to contact and try to interview. And let me back up and explain what we do with mitigation. We are to learn Brian's life story. We are to go all the way back to before he was born and learn his life story. We have to be prepared to talk about that in different ways. But it's not just a life story. We're required to go 3 generations back on each side, mom and dad. The court can imagine that there are a lot of documents that must be collected and examined and reviewed so that we are aware of things that we would need to present to our jury if we ever got to that phase. We have had a lot of trouble collecting documents. Sometimes it takes a court order to get documents. Sometimes documents are missing. Sometimes they're very old and you have to piece things together. We're working through it, but I want the court to know it takes some time for that as well. There are records yet to be obtained that we need in both sides. There are still experts yet to be hired that we need to find an expert that has the right expertise and will work on the case with us. We do have several, we're working with them, but there are still more that need to be found. And then let's come back to the discovery. I want to talk about some of the difficulties with discovery, and I want everybody to know that I am not disparaging the state when I say this. I'm describing a complication, a challenge, probably one that the state shares. In this case, we began asking for supplemental discovery in February of 2020.
Ms. Taylor is not understating the amount of work that's involved in this case, Judge. I think that's fair to say, and there's more information that continues to be developed. You know, it's kind of like you ask one question, you get an answer, and that leads to another question. I know that Ms. Taylor and her co-counsel and investigators are encountering that. We are trying to provide things as quickly as we can, and she's right. There are delays in with the multiple agencies getting everything together. The tips, for example, were part of a nationwide tip line that needed to be completely shut down before we could get all the tips that were in it. And so that's why it took so long with these 9,000. I didn't count them, but there are thousands and thousands of tips, most of which are out there. But you're right, most of all of which need to be looked at to see if they have any potential relevance to the case. As I indicated to the court, if we cannot have a trial this summer, then I would say
Not
the
all people
earliest
do,
would be the
Yvonne.
summer of
Not all
next year,
people do.
for the reasons that I've
Still
described to
respect
the
your
court about
opinion.
practicalities of carrying on a trial of that duration with the high school, with the universities. We need to be realistic about being sure that we can get our witnesses here. We'll have something to put them. And there won't be undue interruptions in the community that could cause issues with the community's perception of the trial proceedings. I'm not quite sure what else I can offer.
You're making some kind of argument that changing venue, but I know we're not arguing about that.
And, you know, I don't think that's going to change anything, Judge. You know, when this case has national, if not international attention. You know, this spring, I was at Association of Council, the level of knowledge and the feelings of the potential jury pool. But we think that we at least owe Latah County, the people of Latah County, the attempt to seat a jury here first. And not just rely on, there's been a lot of publicity. There's been a lot of publicity everywhere. The only place I've heard that there wasn't publicity is in Lewis County. Somebody was talking to a court down there, and they happened to mention Coburger. She said, "What are you talking about?" So if we want to change venue, I guess we could go to Nez Perce.
Kind of small.
It's kind of small. Lodgings aren't very good as far as a lot of lodging. But I think that is a practical observation on this case. It's not just here. It's not just Moscow. It's not. We filed this last month at that time, and as we stand here today, we believe that we could be ready for trial this summer. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Mr. Taylor.
Thank you. Your Honor, I received Mr. Thompson's motion for a scheduling order, and I had the opportunity to meet with him and talk with him and Ms. Jennings about that. So it is no surprise to the prosecution that we do not believe a summer of 2024 trial is realistic in any way. We don't have complete discovery. I don't think the state has complete discovery, but we definitely don't have complete discovery. I'll give you a couple of examples. There is a video that's a really important video, and we early on received some of it, and we are still waiting for the complete of it. The court would know from our 11th discovery request that there's still outstanding portions of that video that we need to have, and I think the state's working through it, trying to match up video and sound together for the completion, the full several days worth of video. But there's not even an estimated day when we'll get that. And that is critical for us to review and hear all of that. So that's an example, Your Honor, that is not us saying we just don't want to go to trial, we just want to drag our feet. That is us saying there are critical things that we don't have.
And there's still, and because I mean, think about it, the 500 witnesses, 400 plus witnesses, and then when Bill Thompson comes and has his say, he said, "Oh, supposedly 400 witnesses." Like, he knows nothing about that, because that is the innocence phase of the death penalty. People are forgetting that Ann Taylor isn't just doing a court case; she's doing a court case plus the death penalty case, plus being ready if something goes wrong. I'm still hoping there's another investigation going on, because that way it's not all been a waste of time. this isn't going on for this long for a waste of time. So that's why I hope there's another investigation. But is there? Who knows? Who knows? I've got some video and I've got some audio to show you in this video. I don't know how long it's going to take me to do this video because there's going to be a lot of cutting in and stuff I need to do. So if you see me in different outfits, you know it's taking me days. But we'll see. My little boy's sleeping, which is a very rare thing at the moment. So that's why I'm finally getting able to record this. I
So there you go. I do have the link in the description. I was going to say subscription. Link in the description. I hope my mods have been sharing that along. If not, I'd like to have that shared. Let's see if I can grab it. Yeah, let me get that up there. Let's see if I can get it here. Okay. Well, then I'll do it this way. Oh, no, I got to go. Oh, what am I doing? What am I doing? All right, taking a little bit to load here, but I do want to drop. And there's the link to her page. And definitely, sub her up and stuff. She's a very nice, just really good people. And she comes out with good videos. And yeah, that's quite something. To me, that was a really big boom that they got that DNA from the traffic stop. It matches. We've been wondering where that DNA and all that shit, for months now. And, so that's a big boom to me, man. I'm just shocked that nobody else has thought of that. At least I haven't seen anybody say anything about that or anything like that. So yeah, I think that's good. Now, like I said, we're going to be going to CJ's later. I don't know what's going on there. We can check real quick, maybe. And just kind of see where he's at. He's got to be getting, if he's not in Nashville, he's got to be getting very close. And please put CJ's link up there, if you would. We're going to be going live with him later on. And this is his live stream that's going on right now. Let me get his channel, though, because I want you to sub to him. Um, he works hard. He really does. That one I just posted is to this video or to the live stream, and this is his. This one right here is his podcast. Where he is right now, folks.
Blocked me because I just
He's on the
asked a
road.
legitimate question. It's like, no, CJ blocked you because he finally saw you come in his chat and he saw you talking all this shit about him. And as soon as you
I'm gonna run this for a couple minutes, and then we'll probably back out, and then I will be back later. What is it? It's 3 o'clock, a little after 3 o'clock now. He it looks like he is still on the road, and he is going to Nashville. He's going to be boots on the ground, looking for Riley there, and I got to check up. I got to read a little more about that case because I've been onto this Coburger case for so long, and I got, I did the what do you call the Killers of the Moonflower show, and we're working on the crime series, The Highway That Has No End, and we are also working on another series. So there's a lot of work going on. With my investigators and mods in the background, and that'll all be coming out soon. But I will be going here later tonight, and he is on the road, so I just wanted to check in and see where he was. Okay, and yeah. So anyway, you guys are awesome. You're awesome. Let me say hi to some more here. Hot Mess, good to see you. Randy, my brother, always. I'm glad to see you. Yvonne Cross, good to see you. And yeah, I know Yvonne. And we respect opinions and everything here. So you definitely do that. Down the rabbit hole to hell, good to see you. Tommy Stewart, good to see you. Yvette, good to see you. Sherlock, good to see you, girl. Yeah, so a few more in here. Linda Shields, good to see you. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. Now, I'm going to show you. Now, let me set this up on an outro. Okay, I'm going to, sometimes I just say rock and roll, right? I'm going to set you up with this. I got to tell you about what it is. It's an old video of a band I was in called Payback Incorporated. We're rehearsing at a bar, at a club on I think it was like a Monday or Tuesday night that he would allow us to do that. It was the first time we played together, and the drummer is from Minneapolis, and he's played in huge bands down there, Top Jimmy. And it didn't take us long, and we were playing the Fargo Market. And that's a huge music place to play. And you have to be pretty damn good to play there. And we played there a few times with this band. So this was the very start of this band. And it was recorded on this is 14 years ago, people. So you can imagine the kind of phones that were around 14 years ago. But I also think you'll see for the first time that we played together that wow. The sound isn't the best, but it was a heavy metal band, and I think I set it up good enough, and that's what I'm going to outro. But then right after that, I'm going to kick some ass right after that with the song. Okay. Okay, so where am I? Here we go. Until next time, people. I bet you know this song. It's not Judas Priest, though. It's not Judas Priest. I'll have to scrape up some of it. I don't know. That'd be some pretty old I'll have to check with the club if they got some videos of us doing that. It's been a while. But anyway, to my crime family, you are my heart. To my mods, you are my soul. Until next time, rock and roll. I had a Peavey guitar back then for that song and for different songs. All right. But I'm going to leave you with this. And this is brand new too. And I think you'll like this a little better.
sleeping around your door. In the still of the night, I feel my heart being heavy. Tell me I gotta have more. In the shadow of night, I see the four more eyes. Tell me what's in store. My heart is start aching, my body starts shaking, and I can't take no more. To you and taste your love so sweet, and I just wanna make love to you, feel your body heat in the still of the night, in the still of the night. I'm here, baby. Face from the sun, to the light of the day until the evening time, waiting for the night to come.